everybody, just calm down.
Girl, just calm down.
I'm looking for the listening. Only
I
because
cannot. Like, what's happening?
I'm doing a Santana bounce that.
Are you sure you're not on Wi-Fi?
I'm positive.
Ooh, you might need the Wi-Fi, girl. You barely choppy as no motherfucker.
Oh,
Why
It
you
might
not on
be.
Wi-Fi?
Well, normally her Wi-Fi is what makes it bad.
I don't know what the fuck goes on over there in New Jersey.
shut
Child,
up.
everything is just garbage in New Jersey, girl.
Relax.
So how was
Relax.
everybody's weekend?
Mine is very chill.
Girl, there was
Girl.
nothing chill about your weekend.
No, I had a fabulous weekend.
Tell the
What all
people
did
what
you do? I
happened.
mean, Jesus Christ, we have to pry it out of you?
What did I do? Friday night, I was outside in the streets, just kind of hopping around. I had my white party on Saturday, inspired by Kyle Richards. And then Sunday we did like this game show thing. It's this place that's like designed to be like a TV game show, and you
Oh,
go,
yeah.
you play like 5 different games. It was really fun.
Oh, I love that for you. Did you win?
My team lost,
Oh.
but it is what it is.
Oh, Lord.
Interesting.
I know.
How does it feel to be in your...
Late 30s.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but...
38 to be exact. Just turned 38.
Well.
Okay. All right.
No, I feel great. I mean, I definitely felt my 38 today because I'm tired of shit. But yeah, no, this might have been like maybe my funnest birthday. At least top 2 or top 3.
Nice. I love that for you.
Love that.
I love that, friend.
Yes, thank you to all my friends. Thanks for everyone that told me happy birthday.
LOL.
On all the medias.
Okay.
Not on all the medias. Danielle, how was your weekend?
Honestly, probably one of the more chill weekends that I've had this year. So I was grateful. It was very rainy. It was dreary. Lots of new changes happening in my personal life. So I'm honestly just grateful today. I'm just happy. That's it. I'm content. It should just be working out. I'm one of his favorites.
LOL. My weekend was like really good. It was just the right amount of chill and then like doing stuff. I went to the festival that they had at Piedmont Park and then walked the Beltline. By the time I got done with the Beltline, dog, I had over 25,000 steps. I was like, what is going on? I actually ran into some of the people that we will be talking about, which was very scary because I'm like, I mean, granted, I'm not trying to make it seem like we're like a huge podcast, but we will be and we're on our way there. But you just never know what people see. I'm walking the Beltline and I'm like, why does this dude look so familiar to me? And I look to his right and I'm like, damn, that girl looks familiar too. And I look back at him and I'm like, and then we like lock eyes and I'm like, oh shit, that's Mike and Brit. So ended up seeing them. The camera does not do Mike justice. I don't know if he has seen what he looked like on camera and then decided to lay off the liquors or whatever, but he looked way better in person.
Really?
Like he looked healthy in person.
Oh, because I was going to ask you, did he have a cup in his hand?
No, it just he looked so good that I didn't even really get to clock her face.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask was what she was giving in person.
Yeah, like she gave like the cliche girl, that Lululemon type vibe.
Atlanta girl.
We don't like to claim people like that. A transplant to Atlanta, not an Atlanta girl. Jared, am I right?
Atlanta's not the fashion capital of the world. Let's just relax here, ladies. Let's relax.
Nor is Jersey. No one's ever said that about Jersey.
Well, I mean the tri-state, so we're all in the same vicinity.
Okay, anywho, but guys, welcome to the Everybody Just Calm Down the podcast. I am your boy Poe Theory.
I'm Jared.
I'm Danielle.
Yes, and we are here to review The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 6 or 5?
6.
Episode 6.
Yeah.
We're getting there. A lot has gone on just in 6 episodes. I hope they can keep the momentum without Miss Kenya, but I'm having a feeling the very same reasons that we were saying Kenya was so great on the show, not trying to jump ahead, but Jared's fave is really showing up and showing out in ways that a newbie has never done before, in my opinion.
No, that's fair.
So
Her and her
let's
fan.
hello, let's jump right on into it. So then, of course, we open the episode up. It's a very somber feel. We are opening up with Mike and with Brit and Mike. Apparently he must have really got me going yesterday because I just said we opened up with Mike and Brit.
Right.
But yeah, we open up with Brit and Mike. And interestingly enough, the first thing that we see Mike doing is drinking, of course. So all it does is really make me think about what my aunt said.
Yeah.
I can have empathy for anyone, literally anyone. I am the type of person that I can't see old people at a bus stop without feeling sad and thinking about my grandmother because my grandmother never had to do that. I always think like, why are they on a bus? Where are their kids? Like they've lived this long life. Why are they taking public transportation? Brit, I had no empathy for her. I felt nothing. Like I could say, Kenya, you were wrong for doing that. You went too far, and still view Brit as like, Am I alone in this? Please tell me I'm not alone.
I felt a little bad for her.
Okay.
Very slightly. Maybe that's all. It was kind of like, oh.
You all see, well, and that's exactly what I was gonna give. And it's crazy because even with the tears, and I thought I was gonna be the asshole to say it because I was like, here they go again. They're gonna fry me, child. I thought I was being an asshole. I even with the tears, I was like, yeah, I get it. This is more embarrassing to Kenya and the business and why she did that at her grand opening. And yes, there were some explicit photos or slash, of you slash video of you that people could Google. But it was still like the way she was explaining why she was hurt. And it just wasn't even it's like it wasn't authentic. It was so weird to me. Like I was like, she's crying, but like I don't see sad. I see her more in destroying Kenya's life and trying to ruin that and big herself up versus
And
the actual hurt of what happened. Like, no, I had naked pictures of me. I had explicit
Uh-huh.
pictures of me. Does that make sense?
no, you're 100% correct because in my brain, you already know how I operate. I hear legalese everywhere. So there were certain things that she was saying in her confessional that really was like, oh, she's trying to put a nail in this girl's coffin.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get over this. There were cameras there. Filming was there. Like the things that she is saying, it sounds very calculated. And I just feel like I'm not sure how quickly this scene happened after the event, but it just seems like a person that is here for a payday. And don't get me wrong, I'm here for all of that. I totally understand
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Which I've heard that she settled out of court with Bravo, but it
Oh,
doesn't, it
she
feels a
did?
little, yeah, that's like old news. But I feel
Okay.
like she has, as a person that can be very calculating myself, I'm still very emotional. And I feel like if I had a situation like that, it would be emotion first, especially if that scene was filmed right after.
Right.
And then, be so litigious. Cause she was saying things in the scene, not just in
Mm-hmm.
confessionals, which we know are filmed later. She was saying certain things in the scene. My question
Mm-hmm.
to you guys, because I'm very curious about this. I was paying attention to Mike in the scene. Do
Don't
you
take the
think
words out of
that
my
he
mouth.
was aware of that past of hers?
Oh, I think so. Did he give you not aware?
So
I feel like it was possible.
it was the
She
verbiage
said she
she
scrubbed it.
used. She said she
Go ahead.
scrubbed it. The verbiage she used was they you took like it, I forgot verbatim on what she said, but it was something weird to me as if it was almost not as bad. Like she made it seem it wasn't as bad as it was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really put my finger on it. My thing about Mike was I didn't like the interaction overall with him and how he wasn't. That's what prompted me to think like, wow, does he not think this is a big deal? My husband would be freaking out with me because now this is first of all, my wife's entire body is on the internet. So that's not only embarrassing to me, but it's embarrassing to him. I felt like he wasn't even showing, it was no emotion at all. Like it was like nothing. He was doing a
Do you
mimosa.
See, I felt the
right?
opposite.
You felt like he was giving care.
I thought for him because I feel like in every other scene it's like, damn, does he even like this lady?
Fair.
So I think
Fair.
in comparison to those scenes, he seemed in this scene to me the most comfortable on camera that we've seen so
Yeah.
far. Not that
That's
he was
fair.
not that he was coming off super comfortable yet, but still was better than the scenes that we've seen before. And I think he was showing some concern, but the concern was also in a way of like, to me, it gave like he knew that this existed because it's like,
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
No, that's true. She lets us know that the fellatio video was basically when she was a teenager, and that she used to do webcam, and those were things that she said that she paid to get scrubbed off the internet. She says she fears that she, all these people are reaching out to her, that she could possibly lose her license, and all of that great jazz. We then fast forward to Kelly arriving. Again, even in this dark moment, Kelly just finds a way to light up the screen. Kelly is just phenomenal. I like the dress. She has great energy. And then, of course, Mike pops open another bottle of
Champagne.
liquor.
Well, she brought her mimosa mix, so you got to mix it with something.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
well, there was a bottle on the counter as well. That was cognac.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Hello.
So he was double fit. That was the double fister. That was a champ and a hard. I will say Kelly's an amazing friend. She's the friend that all girls need. You always need that one friend, like you said, that's gonna just brighten up your life. The fact that she came and trotted over there and did all of the things, I was like, wow, girl. Like, yes. And that's what and she said it right. Like, I would want my friends to come and support me the way that I do. And I feel like she genuinely was coming there as a friend, like, girl, I was shocked over this moment. I want to make sure that your mental is okay. So I really appreciated that.
No, 100%. Britt says that she thinks Kenya wanted her to be there, which Jared had said in the last episode, which, based off of what we saw, it looks like it was going to happen regardless of the fact that she was there or not, which from my production angle, they could have stopped all of this, but that's just I still land with that, but whatever. Britt then lets us know that she feels like Kenya has been picking with her since the beginning, which we all have agreed has been straight up delusional. But anywho, so then we move on to the gathering at Shamea's house. Now, I'm just going to assume that Angela just do not like doorbells.
She keep knocking on doors.
Again.
She keep doing that. I know her knuckles hurt.
Did not even notice this.
I did.
Girl, so everybody rang the doorbell. I think Porsha just walked in, but everybody else rang the fucking doorbell.
And when she knocked this time, you wanna know what's so crazy? When she knocked, and I was watching it yesterday, and I said, now why the hell that girl knock on that door? They all the way in the second grade room. They can't hear that shit.
Exactly. But Angela's body, and maybe because she's with an athlete, Angela's body is tea.
No, the body is tea. No, the body is tea.
The legs, it's like you can't pinch a piece of fat off her.
No, you can't. No,
that's somebody. Jesus,
that's somebody with 6%.
That's a stallion child. Like that was a. She got a body on her.
Well, now that, and if she can just stop sweating, all will be well.
Ciao.
I'm so glad the fan thing has become a joke on the show because it was literally like, this is something I've been clocking since the beginning, and now that everybody else is saying something.
Which is so crazy how they did that. I feel like production sees the feedback from the show and like sees people talking about it, and then they go in and edit and pull those scenes where they actually talked about it, but it may have been cut out.
Yeah.
Because the fact that we're just now getting here, and it's now they're bringing it up.
Right.
But they bring up the situation, obviously, and they all say Kenya took it too far. She asked the question to everyone, basically like, would you be able to forgive her if she did that to you? Because I'm getting the sense they're not saying it on camera, and maybe they have said it on camera and cut it out, but I get the sense that nobody feels like Kenya should have been kicked out.
Oh no,
Like
for
I'm
sure.
getting,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
getting
For
that
sure.
vibe, but production is not allowing us to see them say that.
No, not
Right.
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
They want us to think that the cast is a united front with keeping Kenya off, and that's not the case. I'm definitely getting that vibe.
We learned that later on at the end of the episode
Right.
Right.
that they're kind of still like, yeah, no, she's still around.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so then Shamea mom chimes in.
Mama Morton.
Mama Morton.
She tries to give some older black women wisdom. It really didn't do much for me. I didn't feel. I was just like, okay,
She didn't say anything groundbreaking.
Not groundbreaking at all. I was like, okay, cool.
Not eating mama up. Oh
no,
my
it just was.
God.
No, it was just kind of like I just
No, but it was
was
unforgettable.
waiting for something to be profound, like Phaedra's mom, but Phaedra's mom's a reverend, a
Right.
preacher, so it was
Right.
like, you know, she would have very profound things to say.
Right. Ooh. Sweetie, are you here?
Mama, what is
here?
it? Girl.
Oh.
How about you? Can you get production to order food on his phone? Jesus.
Well, I'm treating production. I'm treating
you're
production
treating
today. That's my
production?
order. Yeah.
Oh.
This is my thank you for taking such good care of me all weekend. He was great this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, how great?
Well, I mean,
I cannot. Everyone is there except for the women that were involved. That was my thought process. Everybody was there except for the women that were involved. And then Drew arrives, and I'm like, again, Drew being, why is she late to every scene? Drew has been late.
And bonding with the Uber driver.
Yes, and guess what? Don't miss her.
Literally, no.
Never miss her. So then Drew comes in, and basically everyone's like, how are you doing, Drew? And Drew starts to say, I'm going through a lot with my divorce. And Angela, I don't know if it was editing, but the way Angela rerouted that conversation says, well, Porsha, how about your divorce? Do you feel like you're being supported through it all?
Miss Angela is messy,
Angela.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Hello, because listen, because she knew the audience didn't want to hear shit about Drew and Ralph.
But
not one bit.
But then also fast forward. Now, if we would have known Porsha would start all the fake ass tears, then I would have actually been like, well, then go somewhere else. Now, ask Shamea to sing a song. Because.
Now, this is a question I have for you guys. I am all for Porsha and having sympathy for Porsha if Pilar was not a factor. I have no sympathy for her that she has a daughter. And you being confused, like, am I wrong for feeling like confused as to why she's shocked that a man would operate that way in the way she met him?
Pick me.
Go ahead. Like,
pick me. Because I've been dying to talk about this. Now, they going to eat me up probably in the comments for this. Now, again, I don't know what blended families give. I don't come from one, nor do I have one. So I never understood the aspect of blended families, right? But when she started crying and said...
So that's where they're going to eat you up at, right there.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Everyone knows what a blended family is supposed to be like.
I'm not relatable. Maybe I'm a sociopath. I don't have no empathy.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
So I maybe have no empathy. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, when she broke down and said she tried to sick her daughter, which is not his bird, and nor had they been together for the time frame that they've been into. Talking about he didn't even respond. That ate me up because that really blew me up. I was like, do you genuinely think that he cares? Simon has 8 other children that are biologically his. If that was the case, my thing again with the blended families, I'm going to shift it back. Again, where the different situation is, where Ralph actually adopted her oldest bird. That is his son legally. So we're talking. I think
he took it back. He took it back. He actually didn't adopt him. But still. Yes, he took it back. He never did. But even without that, I still think you are 100% correct in the fact that it is very different in Wet World.
What
Like
was he
even Kelly's
dedicated to that?
situation. When we go back to Kelly's situation, like when we talk about Kelly's situation, there's a difference between that being in that child's life from 2 to 12. When you get a divorce and she's 8, like you get a divorce after he's been in life for 10 years, then that's different. You really are. But Pilar's,
That
it
really
angered
pissed me
me when
off.
she
No,
said
really
that.
did. And then the tears started flowing down like the Nile. I was like, wait, is she really crying? And these girls, they eating it up like they believe this shit.
Oh no, it's like you haven't known this man longer than your child has been alive, and your child hasn't even hit 3 or 5 or however old Pilar is. How old is Pilar?
Maybe 6 and Matt, maybe 6.
I'm tripping. Either
it don't matter.
Either way,
it don't matter.
I don't understand how you could want something from a man, and when she keeps saying he made her feel safe,
how?
You ain't had no other men in your life? Like, I'm confused. Like, you had a father, you had a grandfather. I'm so confused.
And to top it off, and honestly, it was almost a slap to her father's face, to be honest with you. If I was Dennis, I would have went to social media and probably started tweeting, going crazy, because that's almost a slap to Dennis, because Dennis is actually a present father.
Yes, extremely present father.
He is a present father. So the fact that you're saying that he felt safe, he wasn't tucking her into bed every night. Please, just stop. I don't believe that for one fucking bit. I'm sorry. But go ahead, Jared. I'm sorry. I had to say that because that shit was blowing me up.
You don't got to be dragging Pop like that.
Not Pop. One of the things I did want to highlight, I find it really interesting that on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Real Housewives of Atlanta, we have 2 women going through divorces and they are both at odds. I find that very interesting that those storylines are mirroring in that way.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I didn't see that either. Yeah, it's interesting.
Like that's really interesting to me. But then Kelly brings up if Drew and Porsha can move forward. Porsha says that they can because anytime that they are talking, anytime that her and Dennis are talking, Drew never comes up. So why not? And then we find out that Michael Jordan is Drew's cousin.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Just had to throw that out there, guys.
Thanks for that.
And so then we move on. Right. And so then we move on to Kelly and her daughter, Chloe. I had such mixed feelings about this scene. I thought it was overall a beautiful scene, but just as a kid, that I thought it was a beautiful scene because it's something that needs to be shown. It's something that needs to be, needs to be shown.
No, what was beautiful about this scene? I'm curious. Now I'm gonna ask you. I'm curious.
Well, I don't feel like I was stopped talking. I feel like I was about to say why. I didn't need you to ask me. I was gonna say it.
Really
I've lost for words.
Because beautiful is such a strong statement. When I think of beautiful, I think of a bouquet of roses. But I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, maybe because you think of beautiful more so in a physical way, and I think of it more as it's symbolic. There's a lot of ways that you could say beautiful, but.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So let's hear why you thought it was beautiful and why Danielle apparently hated the scene.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. I thought this was such a beautiful scene to be shown, simply because as a kid that was raised unknowingly to them, and I hope they don't see this, they'll probably drag me, but I feel like I had too many adult responsibilities growing up. I knew too much shit, and I was involved and aware of a lot of shit going on that I should not have known. I would have loved to have a little bit more ignorance. A little bit of, and don't get me wrong, I feel like a lot of it is, I know I was, old folks used to always say, he's been here before. Like they would always say that about me. I did have a certain level of maturity around me growing up. I had an old soul. Seeing this interaction between Kelly and her daughter was the first time I was able to see that on screen and feel I had such a negative reaction to it. And I'm hoping that anyone that witnessed this scene that is possibly has that type of relationship with their child, they will see that and say, ooh, maybe I should rework how I'm having interactions with my daughter or my child. Maybe I am making them too much of an adult when they really should be a kid. Yes, my child should see me cry from time to time, but they see me cry because someone died. They should not see me breaking down when we are going through a level, such a crazy lifestyle change, because the kids are looking to you to make sure everything's okay. And if they see you breaking down, and then Chloe being the oldest takes the kids and becomes mama number 2, that's a lot. That's my viewpoint on that.
Danielle.
Audra, I'll let you say a little. Go ahead, say your piece because I'm too fired up because I can't even receive that information. I'm sorry, I can't even
No.
receive that. But go ahead.
So I get it, what you're saying, Aaron. I don't know if I agree all the way. And only
Mm-hmm.
because, so when it comes to like, I feel like when it comes to a household, right, and what goes on in that family, there's only so much you can hide from your kids, especially if like you're in a
Mm-hmm.
situation that's volatile. Like they're gonna hear you yelling, they're gonna witness you fighting, arguing, etc., etc. There's only so much you can do about that. Like when you're all under the same roof. So
Mm-hmm.
to an extent, like I agree with you, but I think at the same time, I mean, unfortunately, that's just what typically tends to shape us as we grow up when we experience those things or are privy to those things that maybe we shouldn't be, but at the end of the day, it matures us. So that didn't bother me so much. I felt like I appreciated their openness and being able to talk about stuff. I know for me, I was privy when I was growing up. I was privy to certain things, and I knew certain things that I knew I shouldn't have, but I also didn't feel comfortable enough to even talk about them. And
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
yeah, I kind of wish I could have been a little more open about it. Or I think there's stuff that my parents didn't even know that I knew or that I was aware of. And
Correct.
now when I mention it now, they're like, "Oh, you knew that was going on." I'm like, "Yeah." So I appreciate that they were able to actually talk about it.
That's fair. And I feel like I'm siding more on the Jared side versus Aaron. I don't get what you're saying at
I don't give
all.
a fuck.
I don't understand. But what I'm saying is, as the older sibling, I am the oldest girl, so I understand that. And like you said, out of what both of you guys said, when you're a certain age, we came from a certain time frame where you weren't in grown folks' business, but you could be in grown folks' business. But at the same time, Jared, where I'm leaning more towards you is that I wouldn't even have the balls to even mention certain things that I knew about until now I'm old enough and I can kiki with my mom in my mid 30s now, but I would never be able to do that when I was 17 years old. Now, fast forward
See, I
to,
did. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Mm.
but you see what I'm saying? Like, but see that shows the difference in the black mom. It just depends on what type of black mom you had or what type of relationship you
I was about
had
to
with
say
your
last
black
time I
mom.
checked, my mom's black.
No, 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 no. I'm not that type of black mom. I mean, like
I know what
what
you mean. I'm
what
joking around, Portia.
personality
Go
your
ahead.
mom was. You know what I mean? That's what it comes
Yeah.
down to. So, in that sense, as the mom now, fast forward to a teenage girl who's 16 years old, I have never had any conversation remotely close to the conversation that she had with her daughter. Never, ever. I've never had that conversation. Leah has never seen me in the weakest moment. She's never seen me ever. She would never even know unless she saw my husband and I
So then
physically
you
in an
agree with
argument.
me.
No, no. What do you mean? I agree with you? No, 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 no.
You
She said
agree with me. You
no.
do because you're saying that the reason that she's never ever had that conversation with you because you have not allowed her to see those types of things.
Well, I'm saying not agreeing with you as far as you saying this is a beautiful situation that they could have that conversation. I thought that
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's
okay.
beautiful for the viewer to like for me to have seen I see what that relationship is because I can understand it because I've
Right,
experienced it.
right, right,
I'm
right.
saying it's beautiful for us as the viewer that if you are the parent doing that or you are the child experiencing your parent do that, it is great for you to see and be like,
Okay.
oh, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not saying it's
Oh,
beautiful for them. I'm saying it's beautiful for us
in
to witness
general,
it.
it's for us to witness it. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, so friend, so I'm with you when you're right, friend. Okay, got you.
See,
Okay, don't,
that's what.
but don't punch me.
Well, that's
But,
around. Bitch, punch me. I was just saying
okay.
my own little shit.
But
Jesus.
what I'm saying is, I say all that to say, it was a little uncomfortable. Even when when she sent the article, she sent the article to her right in front of us, right? So she sent it to the daughter. So that was another
Too
thing. I'm like,
much.
why did she send her
Mm-hmm.
the article? And
Mm-hmm.
and
Don't send it to the babies, but send it to your 16-year-old daughter. Like,
but then only send the picture because at the end of the day, now the small daughters, kids aren't the same anymore. Whatever the age the child is, just add on 2 to 3 more years because that's how mature they are.
mm-hmm.
So you
No,
saying
that's a
only
fact.
send the picture? They're like, well, mom, what picture is this of you? Oh, it's the picture of her leaving court when daddy tried to get her. What's what
Mm-hmm.
like that? You just open up a doorway to that. So I thought that conversation was very uncomfortable, and the fact that you could tell her daughter is still childlike, which I appreciated, is because she still wanted to ring the damn gong when they was doing yoga. If she was that grown, she wouldn't have cared about that. That's how you know you're still a kid. Now stay in a
No, that's
child's
a fact.
place.
So then we move on to Drew and Ralph. Quick little scene. More and more, I am, and I don't know if y'all are picking up on this. I don't think production wanted Drew. Because every single thing feels like an afterthought when we have her scenes. Nothing feels like their intention was to have Drew on the show. Like it's like the opposite of what happened with it's like the opposite of what happened with Porsha after the dragging. It was like they Porsha did not have a peach, but you couldn't have told us that.
Right.
She was in every scene. And it's like the opposite with her. Drew got a peach, but it's like every single piece is an afterthought for her. When it comes to her production. I got a little trigger watching this little interaction between them. Because it's like, I hope they can view this and realize, oh, both of y'all are the problem.
Both of them.
Literally are both
have
a problem. Like there's some serious therapy. I think there needs to be, when Marvin Sapp locked the doors of the church, I think there needs to be a locked session of therapy. Do a 72-hour and y'all just talk it out, yank it out, fight it out, or maybe have sex it out. Whatever you have to do. This isn't gonna work. Because if we're talking about exterminators, I'm lost. And again, if I see Ralph in a damn confessional one more time with a tuxedo on with no shirt, I'm losing it.
Yeah.
Listen.
And they need a real doctor. Don't be going to no Dr. Ken, Nene questions his credentials anyway.
Dr. G, don't go to him. Right. Don't.
No.
Or
go to Dr. Mimi.
Or a preacher or a pastor. None of that. Go get some real help.
Dr. Mimi would be good.
No offense to the.
Yeah,
oh, Dr. Mimi would be good.
Dr. Mimi would be good. Love a crossover.
I will just say this one thing, because I know we none of us like spending too much time on Drew. I will say this: when you are in a situation, hello. I will say this: the part where I say I feel like she faulted, when you say that you're dealing with a narcissist, all these things and all these issues, I feel like a exterminator bill. If you know that that's where the conversation is going to go, how it's going to pop off, just handle the exterminator bill. You're like, you picking with him at this point.
Yeah.
Like when you know that he's going to respond in this way, I just feel like just handle it. That's just handle the little bill or what it is. We didn't say pay the fucking, whatever the other bills may be. Yeah. Like this was a exterminator bill. You had this conversation and it just went left. Like Candy said last season, no, it's both of y'all. You pick with him.
Yeah.
You're not innocent.
And what y'all got going on that's need an exterminator that often?
That's what I was. So, Jared, I'm trying to figure out y'all got roaches? Got the water bugs? Like, what's going on?
Child.
So that's strike one. And then another thing. And another thing, too. Because, I'm done with them. And another thing, what I don't understand about this I want to know where's the money? Where's the money coming from? That he's footing all the bills. That's scary. Now that's scary because we know from 2 episodes ago with Tanya Esquire that all the paperwork that came into her office was Drew shit. How you doing all the other bills in the house when you don't leave the basement?
No, that's a fact.
Right.
So that was the question that I had. Do we know where the money is or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
So it's skimming off the top. Okay, got it.
I wouldn't be shocked. So then we move on to Never Had. So then we move on to Shamea in the studio. Let me tell you something. RL has been fine all his fucking life.
RL look good.
RL
look better
is
than ever.
So fine with his Dr. G voice. Because him and Dr. G got the same voice, child.
Very
they were on here before, right? Weren't they on
season
6?
Get out my notes. Get out my notes.
Yes.
Get out my notes.
Yes.
Because she was the one they tried to really get her on there. Remember, because I remember her when she asked the questions to Porsha about the anger management on the bus when they went glamping, and Marlo and all of them that time when Marlo said that shit to Kenya about her mama and whatever. They bring Angela comes in again, moving the storyline along beautifully, brings up Porsha not knowing the song. I be feeling bad for Shamea, but then I also kind of want her to like stand up. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Shamea reminds me of me. In very recent years, I've turned into this person where I can hold people accountable that I care and love. But very much so, a lot of my life, I would, if you were my friend, it was like, oh, I don't want to rock the boat. But a bitch in the street, oh, it's nothing.
That's
And
fair.
Shamea gives that.
Yeah.
And I want more for her. I want her to be able to stand up for herself. And when you have a friend like Porsha, she's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
People
And I
pleaser.
think with
She
Porsha
said it.
specifically, yeah, and I think she's just used to that from Porsha. Like that's the dynamic of their friendship, and I think that she's just used to it.
Not saying
She's fighting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and also to your point too, Jared. Like I don't, and maybe she didn't even notice that it was so strong on Portia until later on in years, where it was honestly too late. You're already a co-conspirator at that point. You know what I mean? You've been condoning this behavior for decades. So now at this point, I don't think it really was a difference until somebody brought it to her attention or she saw it physically for herself. Like, oh, I'm letting this girl. It looks like she's letting. I'm letting her walk all over me, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be her watching it back this season. It's gonna be something.
Yes,
but she needs to. She has to play this right because it's going to be a repeat of Nene and Cynthia debacle, where Nene kept saying, "You let all these people get in your ear, da 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 da. You ain't had no problem before," and I can see that being the same thing all over again. Where it's like, no, I've been having these feelings. And now that we are able to put our relationship on camera and I'm able to see everything back. Yeah, a little part of it is people saying it to me and it reinforces that I'm not fucking crazy. Yeah. But and then Drew arrives late again and then we can move on. So then we move on to Brit. We are back at Brit's home and the sauna woman arrives.
Oh, the Ivy lady?
No, the sauna woman.
Mama.
Oh, yeah, she was there.
Mike, do you want to get in the sauna with us? Like, what?
Mommy.
I'll say this. Every accusation is an admission. That's my new favorite thing to say. And the reason I say that, now that she made such a big deal out of Kenya's hug, I pay attention to every hug she gives. And when she hugs people, it looks like they stink. You have pay attention to every single time she's hugged someone. She hugs them like this.
Kenya
Brit.
Oh.
She made such a big deal out of that hug. She's a horrible hugger.
Okay.
One of the things I think I said, was it last episode? Yeah, it had to be last episode, where I told y'all I'm starting to feel a little bit of empathy towards her, like in terms of I feel like there's something going on, and her mother kind of highlighted it for me. And it was something very quick, but I picked up on it. When the mother walks in the door, she tells her mother that she is sad. Her mother's immediate response is, well, I've been sad. She immediately took it away from Brit, who is actually going through something, and takes it onto her. Like, this is not your moment. This is about Brit. You are supposed to be there to console her. Yes, she did get better towards the end, but even in the way that she was consoling her, it didn't jive.
But that weird, the unfortunate, now they're not ready for this part of the conversation. That's that weird narcissistic Black mother-daughter relationship where it's a weird competition. It's a competition. They're never ready for that conversation. But that's exactly what that was. So for me, I saw that, but I was like, that's like regular mom.
Because in the mom beefing with one of the other sisters too? The one that was on a couple of episodes ago?
I think so.
Right.
But that is the cornerstone of that type of dynamic, just like the Richard sisters. That's that. Like when we hear about Big Kathy, how she was with them and like competing them against each other.
They said Big Kathy was Kris Jenner times 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. And it just I just picked up on that. And then even when she said, I just feel like I've been getting so much hate, Mom. And she says, well, everybody gets hate. And I don't even like Brit.
Yeah, but
and
girl,
I'm sitting there like, well, let her have this. Like, let her have this, dog. I'm not understanding why you can't it's not about everybody. It's about your daughter, Brit, who is actually going through something right now.
Weird.
Where's your sympathy? Where's your empathy?
weird black mom. They don't have that's the part
Okay,
of
we're
the
not gonna
story where
keep
they
putting this on
don't.
black moms. That's that black mom, not black
But
moms in general, ma'am.
no, but I'm saying with the daughter dynamic that is there, that is a thing in our culture. That's not, she's not the first person. That it really, that's a real thing.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Not everyone.
Yeah. I
Don't
will
eat
say
me up.
this, Brit. No, I'm just checking because I mean, bitch, I still haven't eat you out. I'm gonna get your ass back for that little shit where you try to jump me about the Chloe and Kelly. Again, Brit. I know she did allude that she's not talking to any of her sisters, but then like again, it's like the more she reiterates how many people that she's not talking to that she should be talking to that is close in her circle, that they only come to your aid when it's something is bad. Britt, I think you may be the common denominator because I'm very curious. Is everyone else interacting with each other and everyone's just not talking to you?
Well,
Very curious about that.
that too, and the point that she brought up with the mother when she was saying, mommy, how much they used to come for me in school, and I'm just like, so you were that much of that bitch that everybody hated you. You had more haters than people that liked you. That doesn't normally
Right.
add up. That's
Okay,
not the story.
can somebody explain to me? I ain't never seen it. I've never seen a really pretty girl get bullied. I know it happens. I'm sure it exists. But never in any of my school experiences has the pretty girl not been the popular cool girl. Ever.
And,
Yeah, there been a little hate.
yeah.
But overall she was loved.
I mean, was she that pretty? She had a different face.
Well, so that's strike one. To be fair, there
I
was
gotta
probably
sit up for that one.
yeah, to be fair,
I
that could
gotta
be
sit up for
true.
that one.
She did always have the hair.
How
So
pretty were
again,
you, sweetie?
Yeah.
so to be
Who is
fair,
this
yes.
hoe?
Yeah. Literally. That's
Who
why can you say who
literally
is that?
Yeah.
who is that?
This
That's
is the
the
same
same
person.
person.
Literally.
But that's not true. It's normally not the case. And like I said, you'll have the haters, but ain't nobody just first of all, she grew up in the same era as us. You know what I mean? She's a millennial. So when we were in high school, girl, you was either an it girl or you wasn't. And then if you wasn't, you're probably a swan today. This is the thing though.
Right.
If you had bitches that was beefing with you, it was because you were a shit starter. You probably was messing with all the boys, somebody else's man behind the stairway. You was doing something you wasn't supposed, being phony to your friends in your circle. That's why you kept getting into little fights. If you're really that girl, you're not getting into fights. I'm sorry.
No, that's a fact. Was there anything in the Shamea and Porsha scene that y'all cared about?
No.
No.
Shamea and Porsha together. The one thing I will say is that again, Shamea is showing her loyalty to Porsha, even though she feels this way. She still doesn't bring it up, and because she understands that Portia's going through a lot.
Right.
What a great friend. I was glad that she called oh boy a influencer husband. That was
gagged me.
So then we get to Kelly's peace brunch. We find out that Porsha is not coming because she's sick. Angela looked phenomenal coming through. I loved Angela's look. I'm getting to the point where I'm loving just about everything Angela does. I am liking. Funny enough, I'm liking Angela more than I like Shamea. Like it's Kelly, Angela, Shamea. As far as newbies for me, Drew arrives.
She actually looked great,
it's
though.
just always halfway. You thought she looked great? I thought she looked halfway.
Cute. The dress was cute.
Yep.
The dress was cute, but what about the accessories, the hair? Like she could have done. It was supposed to be a whole look.
Now she ain't gonna do no wig, child. She ain't did a wig yet.
But you late.
And you know she's not even staying at home. She's at her hotel or wherever the hell she is.
You at the hotel?
Child. And by the way, Portia's so slow. You know, Porsha wasn't supposed to say heavy D. You know what she was trying to say?
What?
Baby D from Friday.
Oh.
She was trying to call her baby when Baby D was chasing him around the car.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to say. Right.
Okay.
Yes, that's what she was trying to say.
Both big but
she
two different movies.
Right. Right. But Brit arrives and I liked her look, but I hate her walk. I can't stand a tall girl that does not have confidence. Like she doesn't have a confident walk. I can tell that she's never been confident about her height. That bothered me. Like she walks like her shoulders pushed forward. I'm not a fan. And I don't like the way she holds her face. Sorry about it.
I will say, well, to me, she looked stunning. Like the way the sun was just on her face when she was sitting there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
She did. She did look beautiful.
I thought the hair was great.
No, it was cute. I loved her sitting down.
Damn.
So, of course, they jump right into the conversation about what happened. And Kelly, just talking, basically says, we talked to Kenya, and Brit has an issue with that.
Yeah. You told her.
Sweetie, you're new here. Kenya is an institution on this show. Don't get me wrong. I can understand from your perspective what you're going through, and you see everybody's response. So you're thinking, people know I've been done wrong. But you think they're not going to talk to Kenya?
Right.
Like, what?
She was gagged at that table when they were like, "Oh no, we're all talking to her, sweets."
Oh, you all talk to Kenya.
Right. Right. Like, what did she expect? I just didn't understand that. Like, did they think they were going to ice her out? Because let's be clear, if the roles were reversed, you would have been iced out, though.
Oh, 100%.
She would have been iced out because you're a newbie. No one cares. Nobody cares. She would have been gone and we'd been like, oh, we actually, if Brit, that would have happened with Brit, I doubt we would even see the process unfold.
No. Oh, yeah, no, that actually
like,
never happened.
She hasn't really given us anything.
That's fair.
But Jared's fave, again, this is her episode. This was Angela's episode, and she wasn't even a part of the mess. When Brit goes on her, oh my God, I'm just going through so much. I almost, I lost my insurance license. Angela pulled an errand. I actually just had this situation happen. Danielle knows I just had this situation happen where a person was going through something. Someone said something. I'm not even being shady. I'm not even thinking that they're saying anything wrong. I am asking in the way of, just like Angela asked, like, how is that possible? No, they can't do that to you, girl. But she didn't even get the opportunity to say that because Brit just jumps down her throat. And immediately I thought, oh, you lying.
Yeah, definitely lying.
You're lying. You didn't expect the secondary question.
Right.
You didn't ask somebody. You didn't think somebody would not check you, but ask for a follow-up. Like, well, on what grounds could they do that?
Well, because remember, right before that incident, right before as when she snapped, Shamea was like, "Yeah, because she just told me yesterday that she lost it." So that just added fuel to the fire. So now you're telling the groups of people around, "No, I lost my job." And then you went from "I lost my job" to "I'm pending investigation." Losing and pending investigation is two different things now, girl. You did not lose your job.
What were you gonna say, Jared?
But it's her own company, right?
Right.
Wait, huh?
Her own insurance agency. Yeah. She had her own insurance agency.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, so are we talking? So now, if we talk, so we're just saying overall pulling her license from the board, essentially. Okay, like, girl, you gonna fire yourself?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but she wasn't talking about being fired. She was talking about losing her license.
Getting her license pulled from the board. Got it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but this is the thing. You jumped a little bit ahead. But when Shamea came back in and asked her, because they got into it, basically they got into a little back and forth, and she had the nerve to call Angela slow, like, girl, what are you not getting? Like, were you missing all this? And then Angela had to check her, like, you throw the rock and hide your hand, and I couldn't agree more.
Exactly.
Like 100. She was like, oh, you're on Kenya's side now, and it's like, and that's so juvenile, and that's more and more I'm seeing, like, why bitches don't like you, girl. Everyone's just looking at the situation and seeing what they see for it. And so when Shamea comes back in and says, well, I'm gonna ask the question a little differently. Maybe you give me a different energy. And then she goes on to explain it. And it went from, I lost my license to, oh, it's pending an investigation.
Right.
And then Angela goes, thought so.
No, she ate her up like that. I was like, damn.
And she said, what'd you say? She was like, no, I told you what I said. I said, I thought so. Like, what are you missing?
Her, Polly, and Esther did not come to play.
Hello? Like, at all.
They did not come to play.
Let me. Yeah, I'm just more and more like, and this is, what's so crazy is that in the beginning of this episode, I told y'all like how I can have empathy and sympathy for anyone. It still stands, but I don't have anything for her. And then by the end of this episode, if it could go any lower, it did.
Yeah,
For
it was
me.
bad.
It just, I just don't have. I don't have anything for Brit. Any other thoughts about this scene, guys?
She's not likable, so it's hard.
It's oh my god. Oh my like. Have we ever had anyone that had no redeeming qualities?
No.
On this show? Like
Kenya,
any housewife.
Kenya at one point.
Yes and no, but I think it was still bearable.
Wow, you're right. Well, no,
it was still bearable.
But Kenya,
though.
I don't know. I didn't like anything about Kenya.
Not
like
the first season, yeah. But then when we got that mama thing, when she knocking, it's Kenya.
It's Kenya.
It's Kenya.
That lady
that mama ain't opened that door. Which was like, okay, now I see the villain origin story. I see why she is the way she is.
Yeah, no, sure.
And we not getting no personal story for Brit to connect with her. We're just getting, I've been a bad bitch all my life and bitches been hating me.
Right.
And
that's all we get from Brit.
And my dad's insurance didn't come through.
Right.
That's it.
Rest in peace. That was the end of the episode. So it's time for our favorite segment of the show. And that is...
Everybody, just calm down.
Girl, just calm down. Okay, so for me, I think who needs to calm down should be no surprise. It's definitely going to be... it's actually going to be Brit's mom. I clocked a lot of selfishness, a lot of entitlement, a lot of competition between her and her daughter. I feel like she wasn't there properly for her daughter. I feel like her daughter was really trying to pour her heart out to her, and she really wasn't there for her. I mean, there is a chance that maybe she's just tired of her daughter's shit, because we've only known her for 5 episodes, and we're definitely tired of it. So who knows what it's like when you've known her for 30 plus years. But from what I've seen, and only going off of what we know, Brit, your mama got to calm down.
Fair.
Jarisha?
So I'll give it to the daughter, to Brit herself. And this is solely for the fact that you tried to cuff my girl. You tried to cuff my girl Angela, and you quickly got put in your place. So relax.
And it. I'm actually gonna go off kilter a little bit. I'm actually gonna have Kelly to calm down. I need you to calm down and kind of self-reflect on the conversations that you have with your children and how you have conversation with them. And again, I'm not telling you how to parent at all. Please do not fry me. I'm not telling anyone how to parent. I just think certain conversations should be held for a child and certain conversations should be held for an adult.
I agree. So guys, thank you for tuning in to the Everybody Just Calm Down, the podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also tell us who you think needs to calm down. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Made it through.